Every 4 years, the world gathers for a festival called the World Cup. The flags come out, the anthems play, the stadiums shake, and suddenly, African names become national treasures. But let's tell the truth. No one wants to be African until they need an athlete. When Africa is discussed in politics, they call it a migration problem. When Africa is discussed in economics, they call it poor. When Africa is discussed in education, they reduce it to slavery, poverty, and charity. But when a child of Africa can run past defenders or carry a nation on his back, now everybody wants African talent. Now they chant his name. Now he belongs. Now he is one of us. That is the hypocrisy of modern sports. The world rejects African identity, but recruits African ability. It questions African nations, but celebrates African bodies. It tells immigrants they do not belong until their sons win trophies. And nowhere is this more visible than the World Cup. Look at the great powers: France, Belgium, England. These nations have been strengthened by sons of Africa and children of the diaspora. But listen to the story change. When they score, they are heroes. When they miss, they are immigrants. When they win, they are proof of greatness. When they struggle, people suddenly remember where they came from. That is identity politics with a jersey on. The same society that rejects African neighborhoods will build its national pride on African legs. The same media that stereotypes African youth will call them world class when they wear the right colors. The same fans who mock African countries will celebrate African children, scoring for someone else's flag. But Africa is no longer just supplying the talent. Morocco showed the world that Africa is not just a source of players. Africa can be organized, tactical, and disciplined. We are not here to participate. We are here to compete. They love the rhythm, the speed, the flair, but they doubted the mind. Morocco helped expose that lie. And this is bigger than soccer. The same pattern in music, fashion, and labor. Rhythm without respect. Flavor without credit. But Ubuntu asks, what if African talent served African development? What if we understood we are one story? What if the World Cup became a mirror, showing us that the diaspora has power, but it is often rented? So the next time you watch, do not just count the goals, count the names, count the flags behind the flags. Why is African talent loved, but African identity rejected? Why is the body celebrated, but the nation disrespected? They never hated African talent. They feared African ownership. Once we understand our value, we stop begging. We start building our own leagues, our own academies, our own networks, our own future. So yes, enjoy the World Cup, but watch it with open eyes. The day is coming when African champions will carry their own destiny. Ubuntu, I am because we are. Subscribe to the African Ubuntu Global Network. Become a participant.